Hey everybody, Dr. P checking in with you. I wanted to take this opportunity to go through the guidelines, expectations, and requirements for Paper 2 because, as you know, Paper 2 is a major assignment within this semester and it will count as a sizable chunk of your cumulative grade. Now, first and foremost, the best thing that you can do to prepare for this assignment is to read the assigned book, and of course, what I'm talking about here would be Sam Patch, the famous jumper. So make some headway there, and that'll do yourself a big favor when it comes to preparation. Now, in later installments, what I'm going to do is I'll break down some specific parts of this reading. I'll go through them with you, and I'll try my best to kind of connect it to some of the themes, issues, events, and concepts that we've been discussing here in our lecture and you've been reading about in your weekly readings. But for the time being, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to formatting and requirements. For all intents and purposes, Paper 2 is going to walk, talk, act, and feel an awful lot like Paper 1. Just like in Paper 1, you're going to be asked to write at least 2 full pages, no more than 3. Just like the last time, you're going to double space everything. You're going to use normal 1-inch margins. You're going to use 12-point font. Now, keep in mind, the style is up to you, as long as I can read it, of course, but it cannot be any larger or any smaller than 12 point. So far, so good. The other thing that I wanted to do here is to really break down the question and get you to understand exactly what it is that I'm asking you. If you go into the Paper 2 guidelines online, what you're going to see that is going to pop up at you is going to be the question prompt for this paper. It's going to ask you, using the life and times of Sam Patch as a starting point, describe what industrialization was doing to institutions like freedom and equality in the early Republic period. Okay? And so basically, what you need to understand about this is that I'm asking you, is industrialization making things like freedom and equality get bigger? Is it expanding it? Is it growing it? Is it shrinking it? Is it eroding it? Is it just doing nothing? Is it doing nothing whatsoever? More importantly, what I'm also asking you here is, what is the reaction? What is the reaction for people at the grassroots level of American life? Of course, if you use Sam Patch as a jumping off point, this will be very effective when it comes to the working class reaction in the United States during the first few decades of the 19th century. And so that's basically what I'm asking you to do here. I'm asking you to construct a 2 to 3 page essay that explains what industrialization is doing, what effect it has on American life at this particular moment, and in particular, what's it doing to these democratic ideals that were really hammered out throughout the revolutionary time period. Equality, freedom, that's what I'm asking you to do. And as the workers begin to kind of realize what's happening to freedom and equality, how are they essentially taking that? So if you continue to ask yourself that question, you'll go a long way when it comes to really fully centrally addressing that question. Now, what I want to do when it comes to the citations element of this is reinforce some things that we were talking about in paper 1. Just like last time, I would like you to have a works cited page. It's a good academic habit to get into, to tell people where you got your sources from, and I'd like to continue to push that envelope. So please give me a works cited page. That works cited page is not going to count toward or against the 2-page, 3-page requirements that we were talking about just a minute ago. As far as the citations, we're going to continue to use the MLA style for that. And because there's basically only one version of the book that you're reading, everybody's going to have the same page numbers. So whether you're using the one online or whether you're using an actual paper copy of it, it'll be the same page numbers. Use Johnson's last name, that would be Johnson, and the page number that you found it on, and that'll be good to go when it comes to your citations. Of course, I'm hopeful that you're bringing in readings. You can use the author's last name of the specific document that you found. You can do it that way. You can use an acronym to describe the book if you want to go down that road, or you can use the editor's last name of the document reader. Just keep it consistent throughout the course of the paper. Now, if you're going to use one of my lectures, what I'd like you to do is refer to my last name and try to spell it right, and the title of the lecture. If you don't remember the title of the lecture, all my lectures are available to you online. You can go online and you can find the title of virtually any lecture. So that's all I really have for you for the time being. And like I said, I'm going to break down some of the more important parts of this reading henceforth. For right now, I hope that this has been helpful as far as some very early ideas as far as what's going on.